Hi, Patreon supporters. I'm here with Nick Moran, formerly of Time Run. Nick, what are you working on now?
The answer is, who knows? Not me. There's a variety. I've got a variety of small things in the pipeline, but nothing very exciting. You know, just the usual stuff to make sure that the fire in my house, which is fueled by the money I earn, doesn't collapse. What's your next question, Lisa?
If you're not going to tell us about escape rooms you're making, tell us about escape rooms that you're playing.
I'm going to play. Well, obviously we're in Hamburg right now, but we're here to play Skurrilum, which is. Was it rated by the enthusiast survey as the best in the world?
It was rated the best.
So I mean,
that is why we're here.
It has got us a lot to live up to, but I think it should be pretty good at least. You know, lots of people I respect. Chris Lantner from The Room absolutely loves it. He pretty much inspired Brendan Darkmore, his new game, which is of course excellent.
Which I have not played.
That's in the short term. Yeah, but in the long term, there's I haven't really played many games in the States, and one game that I'm particularly looking forward to, and I already have merchandise for because I'm such a fan, is of course Escape from My Room, based in New Orleans. Probably good to get a close-up at this, David. Can you zoom in? Sorry, it's an iPhone 4, you can't. Just let you know, he works on an iPhone 4, pretty shameful. But Escape My Room, which is based in New Orleans, people keep telling me about all the time, and I hear it's an excellent game.
That's why we're bringing a tour there.
Yeah, and I hear it does a lot of things that I personally like, which is it has a world that never breaks from beginning to end. It's really immersive, which a lot of American games aren't really that interested in. So I am really excited about playing, and I do intend to go February next year, but I have promised that for several years now, and I am a notorious liar, so I really wouldn't trust anything I say.
It's true, you better come her.
Yeah, that's true. That's our grip.
Put up or shut up.
That's our grip. A Purple, his union. Anyway, let's carry on. What's the next question, Lisa? Any more?
How did you get into escape rooms?
They, us. It's difficult. Tenses are hard when you've left. Actually, not tenses, more like the person aspect of verbs. Who? Good question. We, as in the kind of good people who founded Time Run, did lots of fairly unsuccessful and relatively bad immersive theatre projects, including a time travel one. Which actually was really fun. It was kind of open world time traveling adventure, all set in the 14th century at the time of the Peasants' Revolt. And it was really fun, kind of open world storytelling, all that kind of stuff. Did it work? Doesn't really matter. I would say probably no. A man got very drunk and shoved a bread roll in my mouth, which is my lasting memory of it, when I was supposed to be the baker, and I was very upset by that. That's really, really quite hard, and it went down my entire throat. And I did get thrown out by a bouncer, so I did have my revenge, but I did have to break world.
So you were acting in this?
Yes, of course I was acting in it. It's an immersive theatre project.
Is your background in theatre?
My background is in theatre. I did a master's at a drama school in London, but I didn't do it in actual acting because I'm not a performer. But yes, that was something I was very enthusiastic about at the time. It's much more I was very interested in gamifying theatre because I know now it's quite in vogue, but back then not many people were doing it. And a company came to us and said, "Do you want to do something in this space with escape rooms?" And we were like, "Well, actually, what we would like to be able to do is to make escape rooms more immersive," and that's how we came with Time Room RIP.
So before we end this interview, can you tell me one or two escape rooms that you feel are particularly good at that balance, that are still running right now, because I know we can't play Time Room right at the moment, with that balance between immersive theatre and gameplay?
There are very few that try to do it, and that's not a criticism, it's just about value system. Even games that I've really enjoyed in this trip, like The End, which is excellent, it's not trying to create a world in the lobby or that kind of stuff. It's trying to have lots of different games that are kind of all separate but feel a part of the same kind of thematic universe. So they're kind of linked by theme and tone, which is a different way of doing it. I think that I can't name that many that try and do it. I think Brendan Darkmore, which is Chris Lantner's new game, has an immersive introduction, but it's still kind of part of a quartet. Yeah, there are four different games of games that are all different. So actually, part of the reason I am excited about Escape My Room, which is based in New Orleans, is because there are very few games that really try and do it. And well, it doesn't make it better or worse. It's just something that's particularly to my tastes. But if there is a game that I would recommend that I played recently, which is The End at Dark Park, which was one of the most fantastic experiences I played, and it's really, really clever, really immersive. But yeah, I'm looking forward to there being more games that try and build a universe, not just immersive
Yeah.
games individually and have them collected together. And pardon?
We're looking forward to that too. It's something that we've really liked, David and I, when we've played.
I personally don't think that. I actually think the next project I do will not have will not build a world, just because I kind of want to do something different for a bit, and I see people being able to do games with lots of different themes, and I'm like, a bit jealous. Rather than just I kind of want to do something different for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'd like to return to it in a couple of years personally. That's about it really. That's where I am.
We'll see where Nick returns to in a couple of years. We'll follow you so we know.
Yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, because I've never used it, and you'll learn nothing. Yeah, nothing.
And
Just touch your hand. I've never done that before. Good place to end.
Thank you, Patreon supporters, for all of you.
Oh no, he's gone on strike.
There's no outro to this video. Thank you so much for supporting us. We look forward to telling you about our travels tomorrow night. Instead of sitting at this table doing interviews, we're going to be playing Skrilla, which we're all really excited for.
They've got a new game in the aquarium.
Good night.